All right, Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, Anastasia?
Salam. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing so lovely, alhamdulillah, because I'm in Minnesota. So how could you not be lovely?
Is there snow yet at this time of year?
Oh my gosh, we did have one snow, like it came and it snowed like wildfire for half an hour. And then it was like this little half inch, but it stayed for like 2 or 3 days because it was cold. And then it got warm again. Like, I don't know, it feels like 65 now. So
Wow. Okay, so I
doors
woke up
open and
I woke up to 65 degrees and I was just like, oh my goodness. Like and Houston winter, like it's
like, ooh, chilly. Ooh.
we don't have autumn, we have autumn, and then it just there's like a little dip where everything freezes and we're back to basking.
Back to basking.
All
Did you
right.
hear about this word called Heige? I don't know
Yeah,
if I'm saying it
I
right.
read it and I had to Google it, but you can tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Google says it's hygge, but it's spelled Hygge. So it's a Scandinavian word. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it means like that cozy feeling when like the fireplace is on and you're wearing a sweater and you're drinking hot cider and the wind is whirling outside. And yeah, so that's my vocabulary update for the week. That's what I learned this week. Heige.
Absolutely love it. And so, speaking of vocab, we are taking a class together, I know, and you're ruling that class. But what else are you doing in your pursuit of Islamic learning?
Okay, so fun the class that we're taking together, which alhamdulillah, I'm so glad that like the cohort that we have in that class is people who have been together from the beginning, and so we're just like jamming in there. And what class might you ask? Are we jamming in? Academic writing. This is such a jammy topic, right?
And it's NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. So that's just you're just writing. This is all writing for you.
It's all writing all the time. And I've even told people come do NaNoWriMo with us at RCC or at online because even though you're working on something that's not a novel, it doesn't have to be a novel, whatever. So we're doing the academic writing, and then I'm also taking what's the other one? Oh, the advanced seminar on leadership.
Yes.
So I'm taking that one. And that one is one of those ones, subhanAllah, I'm a person who takes notes. And so I always like sit down and take notes. And so then I was like, okay, advanced seminar on leadership, like, okay, I'm going to try cooking while I listen to this.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there were so many gems dropped in the first nanosecond. I was like, not.
I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's just why you're just like I just have like recalibrated everything I understand about leadership.
Yes. It's not stuff that you want to just, like listen to and let it pass over your psyche. It's definitely things that you need to keep and remember and implement. So
Okay,
alhamdulillah.
so
The
I mean,
implementation
mashallah you.
is
Like, yeah, no, mashallah you for like taking it and like knowing that you need to like sit and like take notes and really absorb it. But like you're now, I mean, I'm not doing official bios or anything, but you are a mom of six grown-up kiddos, and is it five grandchildren now?
fixed now.
Six grandchildren now, mashallah. Oh my gosh, the six
Yeah,
kids.
alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, bismillah alayhum.
Yeah, mashallah, Allah protect them, Allah protect you. But like how, okay, so in your just world, like how does this fit in? How does this pursuit of Islamic studies fit in?
Well, okay, so when I first became Muslim, there wasn't any such thing as pursuing Islamic knowledge. There was no online. I became Muslim in '88, and there was no online. And then even when there was online, there wasn't really anything, like organized. It was random articles and fatwa and whatever.
Oh, do you remember AOL and the chat rooms?
Goodness, yes, and MSN and
Ah, yeah.
Yahoo groups. Remember Yahoo groups?
Message boards were like the place of where you'd like all
Yes.
these vocabulary words.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun. And then so I lived in a place, like I lived in Kansas City, and there weren't really many organized, like classes or anything. And what they did have, what was I doing? I was staying home with six little kids. So, like it was always at a difficult time for me, or I couldn't make it, whatever. So my first foray into actual organized curriculum-based Islamic learning was Ribaat, and I started in 2012, 2013. And so with that first, what do you call it? The first pilot class, we had a pilot class of companions, and then we started just that next semester, like, bam, let's do it. So
how old were you then? Sorry, I'm going to ask all the.
I was 40. Okay, so hang on a second. What is it now? 2023. So that was 10 years ago. So I was 46, 47, like that age.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, I was already, but I was so glad to find something. Because remember, I don't know if you were around, you were young during this days, but back in the day, we used to pass around like cassette tapes of Sheikh Hamza Yusuf's lectures, because that was like all we could get as far as deep meat, like learning, like, give me the meat. I don't want the appetizer. I don't want all this regular, like, here's how you say Al-Fatiha kind of stuff. I want something deeper. I wanted something broader. I knew there was more out there. That was the only place that we could get it. So yeah, I had always wanted to do that. And then when my kids were still at home, most of my kids were still at home when I started learning,
Okay.
Yeah, but they were older.
Too. Okay, so you were then like with your older kids with a laptop or a computer, and
yes.
you're like, mom, class.
Yeah, that mom's in class kind of thing. And actually, subhanAllah, one of my sons sent me an Instagram post of his from 2010. So I don't know what I was doing maybe it wasn't 2010, maybe it was later, because he said I was sitting on a bed and I had a laptop in front of me, and in his thing he said my mom in her tajweed class.
Oh,
I know, right? SubhanAllah. And then he said like something really, really nice. I can't remember what it was, like, oh, I'm so glad my mom is whatever. I can't remember. But yeah, so I didn't realize that I was affecting them like that. Like I didn't realize that was like how much that was being a role model. Like he sent me that in 2023. So 10 years later, he's 27 years old. And he's remembering this and, like sending this to me that, that my mom was, I think, alhamdulillah, my kids were glad that I was able to finally do something. But there was a little bit of, oh, mom's in class. Actually, when we first started publishing books and they had to carry the boxes of the books, that's when they started to kind of, they're like, we got to put these in the basement. Now we have to bring them back up to go, Yeah,
I have because
they didn't mind the classes. They didn't.
Yeah, then the classes didn't seem so bad. I think that was the transition for my family too, because as my roles, developed as development of director, now I just have a closet. More involved. I mean, and I would really be like low key. I'd be like, I'm just volunteering. It's just a part time. I'm full time. And I was just like, yeah. And then when actual stuff starts appearing in the house, and they're just like, wait a second. So I'm just like, it's okay. Like that's why Allah gave you muscles. Like you just got,
And I know your kids have gotten all kinds of ajr because they have stuffed envelopes, they have addressed gifts, they do all the things. So
when I was taking one of the philanthropy classes at Indiana University, one of the professors, I think it was Dr. Shark, but he's like, sometimes you just gotta sit your family down, give them some pizza, and then tell them, okay, start stuffing envelopes because there's something coming up that may not have to happen. And I was just like, that's so interesting. And I'm like, lo and behold, and for sometimes I'm just like, listen, I will make like a really good dinner. I will treat you guys out. Let's just do this. But there's a whole bunch of them. I only have 5. You've got your,
y'all, listen though. Her daily dinners, like her norm, her status quo, her like habit every day is to make homemade rotis for her kids, for her family. Okay. So that's the baseline. Okay. So when she says make a really nice dinner and trick you guys out and like, oh, it's going to really make you fancy your dinner, she means it. Okay. Because her basic is homemade rotis. And I have photos to prove it.
Oh my gosh, I love baking rotis for you. You're the best. Oh yeah, they're like, it's like a roti day. Like, they're worth the rotis. And so I mean, my mother-in-law's here, so she actually, like, when she makes the dough and stuff, it's like more than what I could do. I get really lazy when it comes to like prepping. I just jump in. I'm like, it's all or nothing, whatever. But then she'll like, I'll prep the dough, but then she'll like make a whole big batch. But then they'll be
Oh,
like, days, which is great. So then, then they go into the freezer. I haven't become the freezer mom yet, but at least the rotis, they
yeah.
survive. But I think when I was talking to Iman and say Iman, and she was talking about like just the juggle and the behind the scenes and how to manage schedules and stuff. Like, what would you say has worked best in making sure that you're able to do what you can for your Islamic education? And then also, like, what have you struggled with the most?
Okay. So as far as making sure that I can prioritize my classes, the first thing that has helped me is that we, unlike so many other programs, have live classes where you actually sit with your classmates and you sit with your teachers and all that stuff. So you have like an appointment, like they say now, appointment TV, you have appointment classes. So that helps me, that built-in structure helps me. But when you don't make it to class, there's also that backup of having the classes recorded. So you can just watch them later. And now you can watch them, you can speed it up a little bit, which is really helpful because when you speed it up, you can go faster, but then you can pause and really get what you needed to get and then, go back to it. It's a totally different experience than being live, subhanAllah. And we have both of those options. So that has been really, really helpful. Now, as far as my own regular schedule, I don't have my kids around me anymore. My kids, unfortunately, are
You're an empty nester.
Yes, they have flown, those little fledglings. And and so it's much easier for me to organize my time now, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And then what was the other thing you asked? Oh, what do I struggle with the most? I don't even have to think.
I started calling them sparkles and struggles. Maybe there's
okay. Okay, so yeah, my sparkle is the structure of the classes and the way they're structured and the way the homework is structured. And how sometimes you have homework on days that you don't have class, and then in other classes you only have homework once a week when so, and the way the syllabi are laid out and the way the classes are arranged on the Moodle, which is the platform that we use for the academics. You can see, okay, this was this session, it was on this date, this is the topic, this is the homework from it. So it stays contained like in its own, each class is like its own little box. So you can watch that recording, do the homework for it. So that makes it also easy to organize.
How would you respond to interrupt you? How would you respond to someone who just heard all of this and she's like, wait, homework? Wait, platform? Wait, like wait, like assignment, wait, exam, what, like, like, and then she was just like, I don't know if I could pursue serious Islamic education because, I mean, putting yourself in the shoes of someone who maybe hasn't gone to school since high school or college,
yeah.
What then? Like, what would you have anything?
Oh my gosh! So I would say, first of all, this program is specifically designed for you to go at your own pace. It's designed that way, like that's the idea. So there's no shade if you like, for example, you take a class and you have your baby that semester or whatever, and you need to retake that class. No shade, no nothing, just, like you go at your own pace. So there's the homework is, most of the homework is reflective or active. So like reflective on, like reflecting something from your own self, or active, like go out in your community and do XYZ, especially in those first two levels. And so I love that idea of learning, absorbing, and then blossoming out with it, or, taking it to other people. Yeah. So the homework is not daunting. And there's also the auditing option. So if you want to audit a class, you don't want to do it for a grade, you don't want to do it for actual credit, then you don't have to do the homework, you can just audit it. And there's one other thing I was going to say that makes it easier about homework.
Classes for fun. I mean, I've taken classes like the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I've been like, wow, I really enjoyed it. And I passed it, then I'll just take it again for like,
yeah. And a lot of people do that. Yeah. So like the first time you take it, you take all those notes, and then the second time you just like let it wash over you.
Or the other way around, where you just let it wash over you, and
yes.
then you're like, come back.
Next time you get serious about it.
So you live when you're not in Minnesota, we're not visiting. I know you're visiting right now. You're in Wichita, Kansas.
Hutchinson, yeah.
Right,
It's about
Hutchinson.
45, it's about 45 or 50 miles from Wichita.
Okay, so you're not even in like a major space. You're in
No,
Hutchinson.
no, it's right in the middle of Kansas. It's about 45,000 people. It's not a tiny, tiny town. Yeah, but like there's not a masjid or any other Muslims or anything. So
Yeah, I was just gonna ask them, like, are there any other Muslims in Hutchinson?
yeah, I think there are some, because I know that there are doctors that are at the hospital and at the clinic who are Muslim, but a good amount of them commute from Wichita,
Wow, okay.
or they live in between and then they come to Hutch and they go to Wichita. So far I haven't been able to connect. I sent a handwritten note to one. They had this big billboard. It was like, new oncologist, and she's like straight up hijabi and everything. I was like, my sister, my people. And so I wrote a note to her, but I may have sent it to the wrong office or the wrong something. I never heard anything back, so I need to reach back out, maybe reach out in a different way.
Um,
She's
well,
probably
first
so
of all,
young. She was like, what is this thing? An envelope? What does this do?
a handwritten
Doesn't have any
note.
buttons.
I mean, now you can generate like script that looks like handwriting off of
Oh
just
yeah.
yeah. And so people forget how to write. Like when I start writing again, I'm just like, wow, like my old self would be so sad to see what
Yeah.
handwriting has become. But okay, has your studies then has okay, in your investment of your own Islamic growth, has that benefited you by like in your space now, like being the only Muslim in Hutchinson, Kansas? How do you
Oh
connect
much.
to
Okay.
every
Oh wait, I forgot to tell you my struggle. I have to just get in real quick.
yeah, go.
The struggle is Arabic. Oh my God. Further along you get, like I know, girl, hands weird. The further I get in, okay, so I speak Arabic. I speak Syrian dialect Arabic straight up. I lived there. But man, the actual grammar and everything is such a is such a struggle. So look at this. No shade. I'm retaking the last one I took, which was intermediate beginner 2, because I just need to reabsorb. I just didn't get it all. I just didn't. It's like so. It's and it may just be like the way my brain works or the way my situation was at the time. Like I was going through stuff. But Imalish, take it again. It's okay. Anyway.
Legit Arabic program.
So
mashallah,
legit.
Dr. Anna
So
Maria.
legit. Okay, y'all, I have been taking Arabic since the Big Orange Book. Okay, if I say the Big Orange Book and you have a flashback wherein you are tortured, then if you know the Big Orange Book, elementary modern standard Arabic. So I've been through that. And then even through the Ribaat, when we first started, we had a much better program than that. And then when Anna Maria graduated with her doctorate from from Oxford, Oxford, and designed our curriculum, like her degree is in teaching English, Arabic as a second language. Her doctorate is in that. And Allahu Akbar, for a program that understands how English speakers learn.
It really shows.
Oh my gosh.
Mashallah.
Like you think like, oh, she's an intermediate beginner to whatever. Like, how does she know that the program is so good? That's because I went through novice beginner 1, novice intermediate, novice advanced, not intermediate beginner 1. Like there's been a lot of classes. So I've had a lot of time to see how the program works. And even though it's a struggle, that struggle is other people don't find it so much of a struggle. I personally find it a struggle just because, I don't know, this is me.
Well, that's like math for some people, right? Some people are just like with math, but teaching
is very math-like.
Exactly. But I know that with the Arabic program, they're like it's standardized so that it fits into university level Arabic. So if you were to take it at a university, you would just cross over without having to start over, which is great because when I studied Arabic in university, then I studied Arabic at like madrasas or institutions, like it just be, oh no, we start over again with everything.
Totally different. Are you going a different direction?
I'm a great starter.
And it's not just like, nobody's just saying that, like just making that random claim. Oh, it's no, there's a system at university, how they judge, okay, this level is this level covers that, this level covers that. And these are the outcomes of, of this level, of this. and it was designed within that structure and framework. So it's not just hyperbole and just like, blowing our own horn that it can cross over that easily. It really does.
Your struggle a sparkle very soon, inshallah.
And for all of those trying to learn Arabic, ya Rab, and trying to work on ourselves in all the ways.
Inshallah. All right, to wrap up, but Hutchinson, Kansas, and Miss Najiyah Maxfield, like, how does that work with your Islamic education?
Okay, alhamdulillah. So in my own town, I don't have very much opportunity, or I haven't created for myself very much opportunity to talk to people about Islam. But in my own family, like I have a halaqah now for my kids and their friends. So my kids are like, the oldest is 37 and the youngest are 27. So those age, like those age millennial kind of people and their friends. And so we started getting new people all the time. And we have two couples who come as couples, like two married couples. And so having that ability to communicate the compassion and joy and love that is Islam to them as adults, especially since they went through an Islamic school that it taught them very well, like the basics and the foundation, and basically that how to say al-Fatiha and what's haram and what's halal and what's like and some of them got some tarbiyah out of it, but some of them didn't. So I'm so glad that I'm able to, be able to do that for them. Oh my God, and I teach several other different halaqas. I teach some at Ribaat, at Rabata. So alhamdulillah, I'm being able to keep that knowledge fresh and to relearn those lessons. Because, oh my God, nobody needs a halaqah more than the teacher. The teacher be teaching that stuff. She'd be like, oh yeah, yep. Oh my God, I got to work on that. I got to keep working on that. Oh my God, like it's a reminder.
And I interject sometimes if I'm teaching and I'm like, this is also a reminder for myself. Like that I'm just like, okay.
Yes, number one, reminder to me. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do some. I haven't found any receptive people in my hometown, either Muslims or non-Muslims, but I have a goal. And my goal was given to me by one of my classmates, my classmates in one of my classes. And they're like, you need to start Masjid Maxfield.
Oh my gosh, Masjid Maxfield. I'm there for it.
Right. So
wow.
we're looking into maybe getting a third space and not focusing at first on being a masjid, focus at first on, like, what do you call that? Like not interfaith, but community service kind of, ethos, where people can come and, have discussions, have lunches together, like that kind of, just like a third space that would serve the community in different ways. And then inshallah, eventually, once I can suss out all of the Muslims, because I know there's about probably 5 maybe Muslims in town between the community college and the doctors. So I'm hoping to.
Inshallah. All right, let me know when you have your 5-year business plan and want to set up a fundraising campaign. I know I saw someone behind you who could help you write that up, and I'll help you with so Masjid Maxfield.
Yes. Oh my God, the other thing I forgot to say was that I married a convert, and my Islamic education has helped me answer questions like so much asking questions, and so much alhamdulillah. I had not only the knowledge but the way to back it up, like this is where you can find it, and if I don't know, I can go ask somebody. I know how to look stuff up. And then just having that internalized knowledge and internalized joy has alhamdulillah been amazing.
And joy is just a big deal because we often find people with a lot of knowledge but not much joy, and that
Allah
delivery.
yahdihum. Allah give them joy. Allah give them joy. Allah send them joy, ya Rab.
Um, That's so beautiful, inshallah. And I know that, when I asked about Hutchinson, I was asking about like your Muslim community and that circle, but you are a part of a lot of other Hutchinson shenanigans, like with your writing group and
Yeah.
things like. So you're out there as your, Muslimah traditional student of knowledge self and your teacher self, mashallah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I have meetings next when I first get home. I have a meeting with a woman who runs an audio studio, like a studio, inshallah, where we're going to start recording our audiobooks.
Oh,
So
oh my God, Sophia's journal and audiobook?
yes, and it's like a community. It's called Foxtrot Studios. It's a community-based thing. So I was taking my clothes to get altered at the seamstress, and I was walking by and I saw this place, Foxtrot Studios. We have audio studios. I was like, ooh. So I just walked in and just sprung the old Muslim on them.
Oh
But
my
they're
God.
lovely, lovely people, alhamdulillah.
I love that. MashaAllah. All right. I know that, your time is up. But thank you for hopping on to chat about all of the beautiful things. I learned a lot and I feel like I've, known you for a few years now, alhamdulillah, but I can't wait. May Allah SWT grant you barakah and futuh and success, and may Masjid Maxfield just be on the map. And
Ameen for all of us. Ameen, ameen, ameen.
inshallah.
So if you're thinking about a way to become, I've seen people, I'm sorry, I know the time is up, but I have seen people like come to Rabata and ask, where can I go to get, like to get knowledge, or where can I go to meet, like a sheikha, like Anse Tamra, like, and so if people are, like considering places, there are so many different places that have so many different benefits for, like it meshes with your life or it doesn't mesh with your life. Rabata is the place where you can find that knowledge, but you can also find sisterhood and joy.
Oh,
Yeah.
mashallah. That's beautiful. And on that note, I will hope to see you again soon.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.